Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to see how we can express concession in English. Have a look at this example here. So we've got Peter is happy, he is not married. We've got two ideas here. They are contrasting ideas, of course. One is the opposite of the other. Of course, why? Because since Peter here is a happy man, then he should be married, but he is not. So it's kind of surprising here. So if we want to express concession, so we are going to join the two parts. And in order to join the two parts or to link the two parts, we are going to use some link words. And the link words here, I selected some common ones for you. In number one, we can use the, So we can use the, or even the. For more emphasis, we say even the. Or we can say but, use but, yet, and yet. Or number three, we can use however, nonetheless, or nevertheless. This is one word, one word here, nevertheless. In number four, we can use in spite of and despite. And number five, we can add the fact that to despite and in spite. So we obtain despite the fact that and in spite of the fact that. So let's get back to our example. So if we use though, although, even though, so since these are clauses here, so if we start with though, then we've got special punctuation here to respect. So if we start with the link word, so I'm going to separate the two clauses using a comma, as you can see here. And then my sentence will be, though Peter is happy, comma, he is not married. Or I can put the link word in mid position, in the middle of the sentence, and I say, Peter is not married, though he is happy. Number two, if you use but or yet and yet, so you start with the first part, and then before the link word you use, you are going to put a comma here, like this one here. And my example is, corruption is bad, comma, but people practice it. Or, corruption is bad, yet people practice it. Or, corruption is bad, and yet people practice it. Number three, however, nonetheless, nevertheless. So here one word, nevertheless. So concerning the punctuation here, so I've got two choices. Either you start with the first part, and then you put a full stop, and then you use your link word, and then right after you've got a comma here. In this case, it is however, CH capital letter here. Or two, so you start with the first part, and you put a semicolon here. Sorry, it is not a comma, it is a semicolon. And then you use your link word, and then right after a comma. And my example is, this product is cheap, full stop. However, no one buys it. Or I can say, this product is cheap, nevertheless, so here it is a semicolon, sorry, it is a semicolon here. Nevertheless, no one buys it, of course. Number four, in spite of and despite. So these two words here, you should be very careful here with these words. So they are followed by either a verb plus ing form, or a noun or noun phrase, or a pronoun. I'm going to give you some examples here. So James got good marks despite being, see, being here, to be plus ing, despite being absent. Or we can say, despite his absence, comma, mind the punctuation here, comma, James got good marks, sorry, good, D here, not good result. So good result, sorry, you got D here. C, In spite of being ill, comma, Peter attended the meeting. Or, in spite of his illness, Peter attended the meeting. So the punctuation here, if you put them in mid position, so there is no comma. If you start with the word, so you have to separate the two clauses with a comma. And concerning number 4, you've got two notes here. If the subject is the same, you leave it out before the gerund. So as in sentence A here. So the same subject, it is James. For the first part, it is James. For the second one, it is James. So before, we don't mention it here, the subject. So we say despite being. If you have a pronoun in the second part, so in the second part of the sentence, so this is the first part, second part. So if you have a pronoun in the second part, you can use an object pronoun, pronoun, there is no T here, pronoun, or a possessive adjective, So, for instance, this sentence here, Muhammad was fired. They knew he was innocent. I don't know whether it is clear or not. They knew, K-N-E-W. And here there is no T, sorry. Muhammad was fired. They knew he was innocent. So if we want to express concession here, we can say Muhammad was, Muhammad was A here. So Muhammad was fired despite them. So this is personal pronoun, so object. Despite them knowing he was innocent. Or we can say he was fired despite their knowing he was innocent. So this is possessive adjective here. Number 5, if you want to use in spite of and despite in clauses, so you are going to add the fact that. And the punctuation here is the same as in thou. So if you put them in mid position, so there is no comma. If you start with them, so you have to separate the two parts with a comma. But you should be very careful. Sometimes it can be confusing. Have a look at this example here. I used to live in Relizan, but I live in Oran now. So in this sentence here, and the link word here expresses contrast. I'm just contrasting first idea, living in Relizan in the past, and living in Oran in the present, and just contrasting these two ideas. But if I say, though I live in Relizan, I work in Oran. So this sentence here expresses concession. Since I live in Relizan, I should be working there, or I should be working there, or I should work there. Sorry? But no, I work in Oran. So the second idea here is almost surprising. And some ideas can even be shocking.